Hello and welcome back to our little coffee club. In a minute, we'll brew some coffee. We're gonna play around with the Geisha. Before we get going, I wanna ask, is anybody up north? Any of the viewers are up north? I'm pretty sure somebody has to be. I hope you're staying warm. I know that we have this huge cold front, a bunch of snow. As you guys know, I'm here in Florida and it's 80 degrees outside. But anyway, I wish we had a little bit of a cold front at least, but it is a gloomy day. It's very cloudy. But hey, you guys bundle up and let's make some coffee and everything's gonna be all right. Let's go ahead and pull a shot of the Geisha and get things started. All right, we don't have a lot left, so we gotta make it count. Let's go ahead and dose out 18 grams. You guys know the routine by now. All right, once again, we're in between the 18 and 18.1 because it keeps bouncing around there. Sometimes you see 18.1, sometimes 18. Let's grind on the niche and see what we get today. When I always make the videos, I always check afterwards. Normally, when I make coffee for myself, I don't check afterwards. I just weigh it, I grind it, and that's it. But so that you guys could see, keep an eye on the retention, and so that we could keep an eye on everything, all the variables. For the videos, I weighed afterwards as well, so we could see if anything got stuck in there. So last time we pulled a shot for the Geisha coffee on the niche, we did 18, and the shot ended up being a little bit long. I think we ended up with like 46 seconds, something like that. I'm gonna try to speed it up a little bit. Now I hope it's not makes. You guys saw with the Indonesian. With this coffee, when we changed very little, we got a big change. So. Just as a precaution, I went to 18.25. So just past the 18, if we speed up the shot by 2 or 3 seconds, it will be fine. Last time it was great anyway, it was great. I just want to speed it up just a little bit, maybe from 46, get it down to about 40 seconds. Let's see what happens today. Anyway, man, this coffee was something else. It was so difficult to dial in. On the tricklet too, it just kept messing with me. Anyway, we'll talk a little bit about this later. Let's go ahead and pull the shot. All right, let's see how we did. Yeah, we got a little extra today. We're at 18.3. There must have been a bean stuck in there. So 18.3. That 0.2, believe me, 0.2 more, 0.2 less. It doesn't matter, man. It's not that vital. All right, let's do a little puck prep. Everything is nice and hot. You guys know I always turn on the machine like an hour before. Okay. Let's do a little WDT, just a regular routine. It's just to make sure everything's distributed nice and even in there, just to make sure everything's declumped. Just part of my regular workflow. And make sure it goes down. If not, you get a little mess. All right, we're gonna distribute with this tool as well, just because it's part of my routine. Does this do anything? Who knows, man? Maybe not. I've told you guys before that this definitely does something because it helps to start pushing the coffee down, and then you don't get like a big ring of coffee around the tamper. Now, in a lot of coffees, you're gonna have to finish tamping with this anyway, because if you don't, it's just not tamped hard enough. And right now I could tell I got almost no resistance, so I'm gonna have to finish tamping with this. It went down a little bit, not a whole bunch. Again, you guys know I don't temp very hard. I'm not like fighting in there. There's no point. Just as far as temping, just keep it consistent. Temp the same pressure every time, or get it as close as possible, and everything should be just fine. Okay, lock it in. All right, let me bring you guys a little bit closer. Make a little room here. All right, make sure you guys can see everything there. All right, here we go, regular routine. My cups are nice and warm already. Now again, you gotta wait until that A starts flashing. If not, it might not work. Put the cup there, it'll tear out. And now we should be ready. Get a nice long pre-infusion, 5-6 seconds. Then you let go of the button, it'll ramp up to full pressure and start brewing the shot. The scale starts timing as soon as it starts dripping in the cup. Again, we're shooting for something like maybe 40 seconds, maybe 35, somewhere in there. Then all you do is hit the same button that you started with, hit it again, and it'll stop brewing. That is a manual, how you do a manual shot with a Breville Infuser. Okay, again, I always shoot for a 1-to-3 ratio, so I try to get 54 grams out. Today I got 54.4 in 30 seconds. So you see, very little change made a pretty big difference. We went, last time I think it was 46 seconds, we went down to 30 seconds. I could have done, just moved the adjustment just a little bit less. Let me show you on the niche. It's stepless, so you can move it just as little as you want or as much as you want. And sometimes a little means a lot on the niche, as I'm finding out. So anyway, let's go ahead and try the shot. I'm sure it'll be super tasty. We got a really nice looking shot. Nice crema. So let's go ahead and taste it. All right, if you guys are enjoying some coffee right now, cheers. Hopefully you're staying warm, stay indoors if you're up north. Again, we're working with 80 degrees in South Florida. Crazy over here. We don't have a winter. Okay, again, this Geisha coffee, from all the coffees I've tried, has been the most aromatic coffee that I've had. Very aromatic, a lot of smell, very gentle flavor. The flavor, it's like an opposite of what the Indonesian was. The Indonesian is a smack on the face, very strong flavors. This is very gentle. Now, I gotta say, as a straight shot of espresso, I liked the Geisha a little bit better than this one. As pour over, I enjoyed them both. I gotta say, this was, from the 4 coffees, this was the most interesting coffee on the table here. I mean, this one, well, we'll talk about this. But I don't know yet. But from these 4, definitely this is the most interesting. It's so hard to dial in, and it'll trick you, and you'll have to change settings. Anyway, let me give this a try. It's already cooled down enough. Swirl it up. Wow, yeah, as a straight shot of espresso, the Geisha's lovely. Lovely. And you guys see the title of the video. Definitely the rose petal is a real thing, and those kind of subtle tasting notes that they put on the bags. Okay, I always tell you guys, to me it's just like either citrusy or fruity, or then it's like a dark roast where you get like that chocolate and caramel, burnt sugar type of flavors, and that's what I usually get. But as far as those subtle tasting notes, this rose petal thing is definitely a real thing. Okay, I could definitely taste it. Yeah, just a very delicate flavor. If you are new to light roast, and I already said this, but I'll repeat it. If you're new to light roast, this is definitely a good one to start with. Something like this, it might be a little too much for you. It might be a bit much.
The Geisha with the gentle flavor, you still get the acidity. It has a little bit of fruitiness, but it's just very gentle. It's not overwhelming. You know, for being the niche always gives you these really thick shots, really gooey and just awesome. But for being the niche, this one is kind of light. It's not so, you don't get all that thickness like you will get with the liquid amber, or even with this one. It at least from what I was able to get, it was a bit thicker. With this one, it's just light and lovely, gentle, beautiful coffee. I mean, this is a nice shot. Man, you get hit with the citrus, and then it like fades into like that fruitiness, that kind of fruity flavors. Anyway, so just to recap on all the coffees from Good Brothers, I had an awesome experience. I still have a little bit left of all of them. This one is the only one that ran out, the Ethiopian. It's a medium to light. Awesome coffee, awesome. Again, if you're new, I think the Geisha is even like, it's got even a softer flavor. This one would be next up the scale, and definitely this one at the end. And you guys know that the liquid amber, yes, as a straight espresso, it'll be, if you're used to like a traditional type of flavor of espresso, that will get you there. That's gonna be the closest one to that. But you guys know that for me, these darker roasts, this is a medium to dark roast. Definitely is for milk base. That's where it really shines, and that's the reason why I got it, just to make those milk base. And we're gonna pull a cappuccino today. We're gonna make a cappuccino with the liquid amber in a little bit. But first, let's chit chat a little bit about all these things here. All right, so I'm trying to get to know some of the coffee enthusiasts here on our little coffee club. And if you haven't join our little club here, go ahead and join. It's free. You'll be helping me out. While you're at it, maybe give the video a like, and let me know what kind of equipment you're playing with. So Iceman left me a comment recently. Told me about checking the calibration on the niche. And Iceman, what kind of equipment you're playing with? What are you using? What's your daily driver? I know Jesse he's the grinder guy. He has a bunch of grinders. Jesse, how's it going with the Akaya? What do they call it? The Akaya Orbit. Akaya. I'm sure if you guys are watching and you're a real coffee enthusiast, you probably know what I'm talking about. But Akaya makes a very high-end, popular scale in the coffee game, and they just released a grinder. But get this. I think for the whole world. I don't know. Maybe they just sold it in the United States. I don't know. But even in the United States, it doesn't matter. Even for a town, they only released 30. So 30 grinders. They sold in less than a minute. They were all gone. And Jesse was fortunate enough to grab one of them. So I'd be very interested to know how it's going with that. I saw that it has connectivity, the same like the scale, where you can connect to the app on the phone, and you can do some neat tricks with it. So I've seen a few videos already on YouTube, and man, you know, the design of it is very, very nice. I gotta say, very well. You know, it looks like that company they only make like higher end kind of stuff, and the grinder is no exception. So the Akaya Lunar, I think it's called, the scale, it's top notch. And this grinder, it's a flat bar grinder. 64, I believe it's a 64 millimeter, which is like the most popular flat burrs out there right now. And you know, my understanding is that, and what I've seen, well, I already saw it on video. So people are swapping out the burrs and putting higher end burrs on there. And I wonder what Jesse, what kind of results you've gotten with the Orbit. But anyway. I hope you guys are enjoying some coffee. You know, you gotta kind of let it cool down, because as it cools, the experience is gonna change. It's gonna go. It's just the flavors. Everything is gonna change. If it's very, very hot, all the flavors are usually not there. They're not there. You'll get some of the acidity and maybe a little bit of something else. There'll be more aroma. As it cools, you lose some of the aroma, but definitely a lot of the other flavors come out. Like right now, it's definitely fruitier than when I started with it. Yeah, the acidity on this one is definitely a lot milder. This one is a punch in the face. This one was right in the middle. Lovely coffee. And the liquid amber, again, it's just, for me, it's just to make milk base. I did try it. I always try my shots, and it's perfectly fine. But these lighter roasts are definitely more interesting. You know, the flavor notes, everything is just a little bit more interesting. Definitely for pour overs, light roast is where it's at. I wonder, anybody watching, comment below if you prefer a dark roast coffee as pour over than a light roast coffee. I can't imagine that. But, you know, everybody has different taste buds, are very subjective, right? It's particular to every single person. So there's gotta be some people out there that enjoy that more. But wow, it's just as pour over, a light roast is just so much more interesting, you know. Here's another thing that I've been learning, you know, that I've been noticing. Let's say I've been noticing. Wow, just wonderful. But something else that I've been noticing is that, you know, when you have certain coffees, let's say you go to your local diner, you know, whatever, Denny's, they make you a cup of coffee. Most of the time when you get a coffee, something like that, or Starbucks, the regular Starbucks coffee, I've said it a bunch of times. I don't think anybody drinks that black. Let's face it. You go to Starbucks, it's for making some kind of frappuccino or something with a bunch of sugar and creams and all kinds of syrups and stuff. I don't think anybody can drink that straight. Not the regular one. You know, their blonde roast, it's okay. You can kind of have that. But their regular roast, I don't know how anybody could drink that black. When you are drinking that, and here's the point I wanted to make. When you're drinking that, at the end, you just want like water or something to get that flavor out of your mouth. It's just not good. With specialty coffees, especially with the light roast, that doesn't happen. You want the flavor to last. The aftertaste, or I think they call it the finish, is just so much better. You know, it's just it's just a totally different experience. That's why when you get into it, you just have to try it. I don't know how to explain that, but it definitely is a different thing. The finish is just so smooth and nice. You just don't want it to end. Kind of like you're eating your favorite food, that last spoonful, you just want it to last. You want to taste it, and you don't go and wash it down like right away. You want it to last. Same thing with a specialty coffee. Same thing with a nice light roast. It's just it's lovely. You just want the taste is wonderful. It's not like something you want to wash it off of your mouth right away. Like when you get one of those really like kind of like bitter, kind of burnt kind of flavors that you get in a lot of coffees that you get out there. That's why brewing at home has gotten so huge, and that's why so many people are into it, because it's just a totally different experience. Anyway, I think it's just one sip left. Cheers. Maybe two. Yes, sir. Well, the Geisha, wonderful. If you want to taste the rose petals, go for it. All right, so let's talk about a couple of these other items I got up here. All right, so as you guys could see, I got my origami dripper. I'm gonna start playing with that next week. I suggest that whenever you guys get a new dripper, to go ahead and get some kind of store-bought coffee, something nice, and again, my opinion, something that is perfectly okay. You know, I meant to have it here right now today, but I went to the market earlier. I got the milk, and I forgot to get a bag of that coffee. So it's the Dunkin' Donuts original, just the original. Don't get like the dark ones or anything. Just the Dunkin' Donuts original is perfectly fine. It makes a nice cup of coffee. As a matter of fact, if you guys watch James Hoffman, which I'm pretty sure if you're watching me and you enjoy all this coffee stuff, you watch him. But he recently reviewed like regular store-bought coffees. I think I'm gonna make a video just about that. I think I am. But for now, let's just say that he tried all these coffees from regular store-bought coffees, and the Dunkin' Donuts one came in third. So I was not surprised. It got beat out by the Tim Hortons, and then the other one, I never even heard of it. I don't think it's available in my area. I don't know. I've never seen it. But then again, now that I know about it, maybe I'll search for it and maybe I'll find it somewhere. But definitely the Dunkin' Donuts, he had some good things to say about it. And I think I might make a video about that, and I'll brew it and I'll try making it. But I've had it many times, and it works for espresso. It works for pour over. And it has a little bit of acidity left. It's somewhat interesting. It's not so special, like specialty, but it gets the job done. I think it's perfectly fine. So yeah, I plan on learning the origami dripper. I look forward to it, and I kind of wanted this one because now I'm gonna have like the two extremes. Okay, I have the Tricklet, which is what I've been using for pour overs every morning, and the Tricklet is like a really slow brewer. The Tricklet, you're looking at, you know, anywhere between like 5 minutes to like 8 minutes of brewing time, right in the middles where you get, in my experience, you get the best cups. 6 minutes, 7 minutes, the coffee will be lovely. It's a very high extraction, so that's another good thing. You can do like a 1 to like 18, 1 to 19. Some people push it to even 1 to 20 as far as the ratio. And yeah, and the origami is totally at the opposite end. It's a very fast brewer. Your ratio is gonna be closer to maybe 1 to 15, maybe 1 to 16. I have to play with that, but from the research I've done so far, that's probably where you're gonna end up. And you're gonna get the best cups in as little as 2.5 minutes to maybe 3.5 minutes. That's like half the time of the Tricklet. So I'm really interested in playing around with that. I'll need the fellow Stag kettle for that, because you really want to control the flow, and I have to play around with that and see what works best for me. Now I know as far as my recipe, I want to keep it simple. I cannot have like some overly complicated thing. So we'll see. So yeah, I got my origami. We're gonna start playing with that soon. Now here comes the next thing. I've never received a coffee that came in such a small package. So in this little box, we have something from Proud Mary. Proud Mary, it's a new roaster to me. I didn't know these guys. It was brought to my attention by Jesse. Jesse, thank you. We'll see how this turns out. Again, this is, I don't want to say too much because I'm going to make obviously a video just specific to this. So let me not get too much into it, but I'm going to open it today so you guys could see. I already opened it because I wanted to see. Kind of put everything back in here. All right, it comes, okay, so the box is already small enough, but it's almost empty, the box. It has like packaging and stuff, and then inside there, you get this. It comes in a little can like this. I think that's not like particular to these people. I think other people do this, that it comes in a little tin, but it's very lovely. It's pretty, very pretty, nice presentation. I love it. I haven't even opened this. I haven't opened it. So we'll do that on the video when I brew it. It's probably I imagine it's gonna be my next video. So we'll open this and we'll make a pour over, probably on the Tricklet. And I'll tell you what, there's enough here to make 5 coffees. That's all you're gonna get from this. Okay, it's 100 grams. So I might need like, 17 is usually what I use for the Tricklet, and I get about 300 grams out, 320 out. So very high yield, and it's a lot more forgiving. If you go for espresso, you get it wrong. What you guys saw with this, it took me 4 shots just to get it right, you know. And 2 of the shots were like undrinkable. So I had one that was decent, and then we dialed it in, and it came out nice. But you know, on other coffees, you don't know what's gonna be here, right? So it could be a little surprise. So on this one, the Geisha, we got it right from the get-go. Today, I wanted to speed it up a little bit and try it a little bit faster, and I did. And you know, it's usually, you know, that was very lucky. Usually that's not the case. Usually you'll take you know, 2 shots, maybe 3 shots. By 3, usually I always get it. This is the only one that's taken me 4 shots to get it. And even like that, I wouldn't be surprised I try pulling another shot on it, and then again it goes out of whack, because it's happened with the triplet. I dialed it in, and then it went fast, it went slow. It's just very very difficult to work with, and fun, because that makes it kind of fun, challenging, you know. This, I don't know, it's a little surprise in here. I'll tell you guys more about it on the next video. I don't want to give away too much, like I said. I want to leave something for the next one, you know. So, but yeah, we received it, Jesse. We'll see, man. How did it go for you? I hope you liked it. Anyway, we got like 5 brews in here. Maybe, yeah, I don't think we could get more than 5 brews. So the first one for sure I'm making in the triplet, and hopefully it'll be right around that 5-6 minute mark, and it'll be a nice, bright, lively. That's what I'm expecting from this coffee. So it is, well, we'll talk about it more. I'm not gonna give no more away. Let's go ahead and make a cappuccino. I can't wait. You guys know that that's my go-to afternoon drink. I love making my cappuccinos. So let's bust out the liquid amber and pull another shot. All right, so here we go. You guys know the liquid amber's in here because I wanted to stay fresh, and this is gonna last me longer than the other coffees because I make pour-overs every morning and I pull shots only on the weekend. So I wanted to stay nice and fresh for my milk-based drink. So I put it in this little vacuum sealed canister from Fellow. And they're kind of cool, you know, they're nice, they look nice. And I imagine they'll keep the coffee a little bit fresher since they make a vacuum. So they're kind of like vacuum sealed. So anyway, if you've been watching the videos, you already know all that. Let's go ahead and dose out 18 grams. Okay, so last time we got 0.2 extra on the niche, so we'll see what happens here. All right, 18 grams. So you make a vacuum again by just twisting it like this. And when it makes a vacuum, this little button goes in, and then you can see it's green underneath. I don't know if you could see that there on the video, but it's kind of like green inside. So it hopefully keeps your beans nice and fresh. All right, so we got our 18 grams. Let me show you guys. Okay, looks like we're bouncing around again. We're bouncing around again, fellas. 17.9, maybe 18. It was at 18 the whole time. It just went down to 17.9. So we're somewhere between 17.9 and 18. Let's see how the niche does this time. Oh, by the way, you guys know my routine with the milk. I've showed you guys before. I like that, what I like to call the flying cow milk. Let me show you guys. For those of you that have not seen that yet. All right, so there it is. Is this Horizon Organic, and I use the 2%. If you want to try to make latte art, try not to get like fat-free milk because it doesn't steam very well for latte art. 2% works just fine, and this milk is really delicious. I gotta hand it to my wife. She's the one that really always used to go for this, and I said, milk is milk, but then I tried it. It is delicious. It's way better. All right, so then what happens is that you fill up the milk all the way to the bottom of the spout. So to about right there, okay? That gives you about 8 ounces of milk. But now the thing is, I don't use all of it. I use most of it, but not all of it. I probably use about, well, maybe I use about half. Because this cup, I make my cappuccinos on one of these
on one of these Cruve glasses, and this one is 8 ounces. So there will be about 2 ounces of espresso. I always tell you guys I do a 1-to-3 ratio. So 18 grams of ground coffee gives me 54 grams out, which is about 2 ounces. And so about 2 ounces of espresso, then about 4 ounces of milk, plus a whole bunch of foam on top that fills up the cup all the way to the top. So I'm probably using about half the milk. Sometimes I'll go ahead and, because I hate wasting. You guys, I don't know if you've noticed already from me, but I hate wasting, man. I don't want to waste anything. There's just too many people in the world that unfortunately they don't have maybe all the conditions that I have here, and it just, you know, it makes me feel bad to throw away any kind of food. So I try to use it all. Sometimes I'll go ahead and pour a little bit more in there. But yeah, a little bit does go to waste. If you put very little in the cup, it's just very hard to steam. You're not gonna get latte art. And so anyway, that's the routine as far as the milk. You wanna make sure that it's rotating in there and creating a whirlpool that's gonna incorporate all the little fine mist or little bubbles into the milk. And the milk will stretch, it'll grow in the as you inject more and more air into it, it's gonna grow here in the little pitchers. So yeah, so I like putting in 1 teaspoon of sugar, okay, and I get the milk ready before I pull the shot, so that the sugar, I stir it around and I let it start incorporating in there, and then when you steam it, it's all gonna mix and it's gonna be perfectly fine. So it's just a matter of finding out how sweet you like it. So once I get my milk with the sugar and everything in here, I'll go ahead and pull the shot and then put everything together. So let's go ahead and pull a shot of the liquid amber. All right, hold on, let me bring you guys along. See if I can do this. I always think I'm gonna spill something here. I'm trying to do this at the same time I'm filming. Yeah, sometimes the beans, they take a little long to fall in there. After you don't hear anything else, I like to hit it one more time, and that sometimes will make the last one fall in, and you know, make sure you got everything. So oh man, by now my scale timed out, guys. Let's see if I can still weigh this for you guys. We started with between 17.9 and 18. So let's see what we got out. But I'm gonna have to put it from this container to another one so we can get the weight, because I spent so long talking that it timed out and it turned off. Okay, let me get another container. We gotta do this, guys. We gotta do this for the video. People wanna see about the retention. Very important. Okay, what are we gonna use? Oh man, I hope it doesn't get messy. Okay, I think I'm gonna use this because it's nice and big, and I don't think I'll make a mess with this. All right, let me tear that out. Okay, so we should get either 17.9 or 18, let's see. Okay, so there you see it. Last time we got 0.2 more, this time we got 0.2 less. Lately we've been getting it right on the money, right? But today, well, you could see that's what happens, you know. And in my experience, you know, that's what happens. 0.2 plus or minus. I'll be like extremely surprised if I ever meet a person that can tell the difference from 0.2 of a gram more or less or whatever. So let me scoop this back on the portafilter and let's pull the shot. All right, so we're gonna need a spoon to get this job done. Let me dry that. Okay, let's try to do this right here so you guys could see. We don't need the scale anymore. All right, Let's scoop everything in here. All right, I think we got all of it in there. Okay, then we do some RDT. Okay, we tap it to see if it goes down, but in this case it didn't go too far down. So when that happens, I usually press it down a little bit with the tamper that came with the Breville Infuser, so that when I remove the dosing ring, there's no mess. Okay, like that. We're gonna go ahead and distribute. Okay, looks nice. I tamp at first with this. Okay, you know, I might not even need this one this time. I got some good resistance, but let's try it anyway. I always check it. Yeah, I don't think it went down anymore. Maybe a tiny bit. Okay, so always try to keep your pressure that you use to tamp pretty much the same. Keep it nice and level, nice and flat inside. If you did everything properly, you should be able to turn it upside down and it doesn't fall out or anything. Okay, so let's go ahead and pull a shot. Okay, let me bring you guys closer. All right, right here so you guys could see the scale. All right. Okay, now it's ready. All right, let's get a nice pre-infusion. Okay, here we go. Been getting about 35-40 second shots. And with this particular coffee, man, that's delicious. That's how you want it. Get that nice chocolate flavor. Okay, again, I try to stop it right around maybe 52-53 seconds. I'm sorry, I meant to say 52-53 grams. So as it drips, I get up to the 54. All right, it says we got 53.7 and 37. So we're right in the middle of the range. I mean, this is perfect. This should be lovely. First, I like to taste the shot, then we'll steam the milk and put the cappuccino together. I wonder if I'll get any latte art today. We'll see. You know, it's just more difficult when you're filming. I mean, I'm not that good at it. Let's face it, I'm pretty awful, but let me taste this and move my scale. I don't want it to drip on my scale. All right, look at that shot, guys. All right, so the camera timed out as I was telling you guys that I was getting ready to taste the shot and how nice the crema looked, and the shot looks great. Let me taste it and I'll let you guys know how it is. See, like this here, man, is so much like creamier. This one's so much creamier than the Geisha. It's a totally different experience. This is a lot more traditional, like what you get, you know, like an Italian espresso, you know, what people are used to, you know, I would say used to because like light roast, people pulling shot with light roast and things like that. That's kind of like new school. I would call it new school. Okay, this is more old school, but it's equally nice. This is really good. Let's go ahead and steam the milk. There's no good way of me to film while I'm steaming, so I'll just leave the camera here. I don't think there's any point. And pretty soon we're gonna have that dual boiler, so we're not gonna have to wait so long to start steaming. Actually, we don't have to wait at all. All right, here we go. All right, not too good, man, not too good. I got something, but again, gotta keep practicing. You know, it's a matter of time before I get better at this. I think, I would hope. But anyway, I got something. And the flavor is always on point, so that's the main thing. So let's enjoy this together, keep you guys company for a little bit longer here, and let's chit-chat a little bit more. I wish I would have gotten a little bit better latte art for you guys today, but it is what it is. All right, guys, here it is, the cappuccino. And yeah, that geisha, the rose petals are a real thing. As a matter of fact, I got a few roses for my wife. And I gotta say, I snagged a couple of petals and ate them. I looked it up. It's okay to eat rose petals. Wash them well, because you don't know they got sprayed with some kind of pesticide or something, but so clean it. I'm not saying I recommend it, okay, but I did it. I wanted to. But you know what? The flavor is just like what it smells like. These roses are a lot of fragrance. They smell really good. And the taste is just like that. Now, after you chew on it for a little bit, that just fades away, and then it's just kind of a little bitter, like I don't know, like leaves or something. So I wanted to know if it was real. It's definitely a real thing. Let's try the cappuccino. But I could already tell you it's gonna be perfect. Now, for being a cappuccino, the amount of foam today is not a whole bunch. This is more the kind of foam that you get like on a latte. Cappuccino should have a little bit more. Wow, man, that is good. Holy cow. 1 teaspoon of sugar, again, about 4 ounces of milk, 2 ounces of coffee or espresso, and then a nice layer of foam. What makes a difference between all the milk-based drinks, the only difference is the ratio between the milk, the espresso, and the foam. So like a flat white, very little foam. A latte, kind of medium foam. Cappuccino, a lot of foam. And the ratio of the milk to espresso also changes as well. So just a little bit on that. You could, like the ratios, you could, just Google them and it'll give you a good idea of what the ratio should be. But again, this is very, you kind of adjust it to whatever your taste is. I gotta say, this is my favorite. You put a little bit of milk and sugar, it just becomes even better. All right, so today we didn't get like great latte art, but we got something. So yeah, man, I hope you guys are staying warm. I know there's a lot of spots right now that is extremely cold. I think, Canada is, I don't know if it's below zero like a whole bunch of the time in the winter, but we're not even into like winter yet. I mean, and they're like minus 20 or something, like maybe even worse than that in some areas. So yeah, stay out of the streets, be careful driving if you have to go outside. But it's a nice weekend to just bundle up at home and make some coffee. Again, I wish that we had a little bit colder weather today. Yesterday was nice. Yesterday, I think in the morning, we were in like low 70s or like 70 degrees, something like that. But today's like 80. It's incredible here. It's overcast though, so it's very nice. If you're somewhere where there's a nice breeze, it's not very humid either. It's not like a ton of humidity. At least I didn't feel it when I went outside. I filmed these videos after I go to the gym. I go to the gym in the mornings, even on the weekend. As a matter of fact, the weekend is my favorite time to go to the gym. And
I'm fortunate enough that in the area where I live, I could just walk to the gym. So it's really awesome. It's only like a block and a half away. So I walked to the gym, and it was very overcast, but nice. It felt nice. It wasn't like super humid or anything. At least I didn't feel it. And then yeah, it's about 80 degrees, so a little bit warm. I wish we were in the low 70s. It'd be a lot nicer. All right. So the rose petal, definitely a real thing on this geisha. Try it, get it, try it. The liquid amber, super awesome for milk base. This is, I think I'm gonna keep this one around. If not this one, I've told you guys already, if not this one, something very, very similar. On the next video, we're definitely gonna keep talking about this, and we're gonna brew some of this. Not on this yet, I gotta practice a little. I don't wanna make a total fool of myself. So we'll make it on the triglet. Besides, I don't want to like waste one of my 5 shots. Oh yeah, well, I keep wanting to tell you more. I'm not going to. We'll leave it for the next one. So yeah, I'm gonna start practicing on the origami. I'm gonna get me some of that Dunkin' Donuts original roast and practice with this. So during the week, I'll be making some pour overs on this and try to get that dialed in. And we'll play around with it on a upcoming video. So for sure, this will be the next one. As far as that tutorial video, I mean, there's plenty of tutorials online. I just, I wanted to make this video because it helps to bring people to the channel. And at the rate we're going, if we want to do some lives, this is gonna take, I'll be too old. But I do appreciate the support. I love it when you guys leave comments, when you give the video a like and all that stuff, to see the video get a few likes, and people that engage and that they're actually enjoying these coffee videos. They're easy to make. I'm gonna make coffee anyway on the weekends, is what I usually do. And I've said it a million times by now that coffee to me is like a hobby, and to a lot of people, that's what I'm finding out. There's a lot of people that are into this hobby. You guys like the equipment, you like messing with the different grinders. A lot of people are into manual espresso machines. That's something that I'm very interested in. Maybe like a nice flare machine, that would be nice to play with. Definitely, I would really like that. I think for like travel, I would also like to get like a Pico Presso. You guys seen that tiny little manual espresso machine? That's something that I would like to get for like travel, because it's so small and like easy to carry, and it makes proper espresso. I mean, it makes good pressure and you get nice espresso out of it. Anyways, guys, enjoy. Cheers. So good. Wow. So yeah, we have the Thanksgiving holiday upon us, and I'm gonna have a couple extra days off of work, so maybe I can film a couple videos, at least two videos, so I can stay ahead of the game. I want to try to release a video like every Sunday morning. It's gonna be tough because I'm just a regular dude. I have to work and I got things to do sometimes. So I don't see that like always being feasible, but for the most part, especially if I have like at least like one video in the bank, just ready to always be like one ahead. That's what I'm gonna try to do now on this Thanksgiving holiday, to try to film a couple extra ones. I think by the time you're watching this one, because right now I'm like one video ahead of the game. So by the time you're watching this one, maybe it'll be the Thanksgiving weekend. It might very well be. So, but anyway, if it is, I'm probably recording a new one. So be on the lookout. Guys, join the little family here, join the little team, the little club we got going on. Let me know what kind of equipment you have. Let me know where you're watching from. That's very interesting to me. Jesse, how's it going with that Orbit? And Iceman, I know Iceman, I don't know what kind of equipment you're playing with, but let us know. I do, again, now at the end of the year, I would really love to get that new espresso machine, but it's just what I want, it's not out yet. It's coming. I have to wait a little bit. So if I can pre-order it, I'm gonna pre-order it as soon as I see it. So we'll see. if you guys have any recommendations as far as coffee, you know, this is not gonna last long. And all of these are running out except for the liquid amber. This one's completely done. These two are running out. And then the liquid amber will last me for a little bit because again, that one is for just for the milk base. Wonderful for that. That's why I put it in that little canister so it could hopefully stay really nice and fresh. You guys see all the crema that coffee makes. It's pretty awesome. But yeah, I'm gonna, well, I guess I have this one to play with, but I'll open it on the video with you guys on. So the video I'm gonna make after this one will definitely be for this, and I'll open the little can that day and we'll try brewing it in the tricklet and see what happens. Hopefully it's not a total waste. And but I'll be practicing this week with the origami. But again, guys, if you get, you know, a new brewer, just buy some store-bought, something you're familiar with, something you know the best you could do with that particular coffee, and try to do the same with the new brewer. If you can get the new brewer to give you the best out of that coffee that you already know, then you know, you should be able to use that brewer for that starts to build your experience for other coffees. You know, yes, the settings are gonna, you know, differ. You might have to grind finer or coarser. You might want to brew that coffee a little bit longer or a little bit shorter brewing time. All of those kind of parameters. That's why we do this, right? So we can play around with that. You know, it's funny. Like, if you ran into this video and you have no clue what's going on here, you know, you just have to get into the hobby. You know, if you don't want to do this as a hobby, I always tell people, look, just skip the machine, skip everything. Just get yourself like an espresso or a Keurig and get the little pod, press a button and be done with it. You don't want to get into all this. This is for somebody that wants to do it as a hobby and wants to really experiment with all these things. It is fun. It is fun. And it's a hobby that you get to practice every single day, right? I make coffee every morning. So at least in the mornings, definitely get to practice your hobby. Then on the weekends, I make espresso and I get to experiment a little bit more, a little bit longer. Sometimes that's what happened. Like the last couple weekends, I try to record on Saturday and on Sunday, right? So you guys saw what happened like 2 videos ago where it was a total fail and like everything went wrong and I had to scrap that video. So I ended up with only 1 video. But last weekend, I was able to record 2 videos and that's why now I'm ahead of the game. So today I'm recording this, it's Saturday, maybe tomorrow I get to do something else. So I never know exactly how much time I'm gonna have on the weekend because I am married and I have to kind of, you know, my wife might have other plans. So we might have to go out or I don't know. We usually do anyway, right? This is in the middle of the day for me. Right now it's what, 2:43. So let's see, I got back from the gym, must have been like 11 a.m. But then I made myself an after workout meal. I made some of my famous French toast, my protein French toast that I make. Those were delicious. And then, you know, I started to, you know, by then I had already taken a shower. So I started prepping everything here. I turned on the machine. I got everything ready, got the camera ready, all that kind of stuff. And then got ready for my afternoon brew. It must have been, I don't know, maybe like 1 p.m. when I started recording. Wow, I've been at this for 2 hours. It just doesn't seem like it, you know. But obviously there's a lot of setting up and things that I have to do that get cut out from the video. If not, it's just boring. If we do a live, it will have to be a totally different kind of thing. I'll have to have the brewer here, we brew, we talk, and we have the coffee, and that's it. There can't be so many things to it. It's just not gonna work. At least I don't see it. But anyway, this one's almost gone too. Our time today is coming to an end here. Excellent. My goodness, so good. Oh, by the way, if you guys are into coffee, you already know. But Krug is having a big sale. They're what they call their Black Friday sale, though it's going on for like a week and a half or something like that. Now everybody stretches the Black Friday into like Black Week or something, I don't know. But They are having a pretty big sale. I think they have like 30% on some items. So if you want to pick up some of their cups, check them out. I'm gonna start playing with this little brewer. We'll make this coffee on the next video, which could very well be tomorrow for me. We'll see if I'm gonna have time to record. And I'm gonna start trying the origami. All right, guys. Well, thank you for watching. Hopefully I didn't like ramble too much nonsense on this video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Please give the video a like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Maybe share it with someone that you think might like this kind of content. It's just you know, it's fun if you're into the whole coffee thing. If you're into the hobby, it's kind of fun, and you have somebody keeping you company as you make your coffee and something to listen to. So hopefully it'll brighten up your day. It's just small talk, but sometimes that's all that's needed to have a little bit of fun and entertainment. So stay warm, be careful if you're driving outside, and thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one.